There are 5 tactics to shut down workplace bullies fast, and not one of them requires you to raise your voice or to become somebody that you are not. I have de escalated these exact situations in real rooms with real bullies across over 20 years of corporate training. And I can tell you that the quiet approach wins almost every time. Now, here's the part of advice that most people get wrong. Close to 2/3 of workplace bullying comes straight from a boss. That means the standard advice of just reporting it is often asking you to report to the bully's friend, which is exactly why you need to handle this yourself, quietly and fast. Now, you might be afraid that standing up for yourself will make everything worse. Done wrong, it will. Done the way that I'm about to show you, the bully loses the only thing that they ever wanted from you, which was an easy target. If you appreciate me making this type of content, let me know by gently tapping that like button. Let's dive into it. 1. Notice the difference between resisting someone and accepting them. It changes your entire vibe when you're around them. If you're judging your boss, if you're resisting who they are, the resistance shows up in how you carry yourself while you're with them, whether you mean for it to or not. I have worked with some of the toughest people to work with in the corporate world, and I believe the reason I became the one they trusted is because I accepted them for who they were instead of judging them for the way that they acted. Now, here's the thing for you to remember. You do not know what made this person the way that they are. You do not know what situation they grew up with. You do not know what they learned to survive in the world they were in. All you know is that you and your supervisor need to get through today. And accepting that they are a product of their past is not the same as excusing them for their behavior. It just takes the resistance out of your vibe, and that changes how they respond to you. Point 2, there's a moment when a bully is trying to get a reaction out of you, and that is exactly when you have the most control. When you stay calm, in spite of being pushed, in spite of being belittled, in spite of the meanness, you don't even lift an eyebrow. Just a soft, quiet look and no response. It short circuits them. A bully is used to triggering fight or flight. When they see peace instead, it forces them to rethink how they act around you. I've used this hundreds of times. I learned it in seminars as a young man, and I teach it in seminars today. If any of this is resonating to you, drop it in the comment below and tell me which one you're going to try first. And if you're new here, hit subscribe. I put videos out like this every week. Point 3, pay attention to what happens right before you walk into the room with this person, because that's when you actually have the most control. Before you see them, go through a brief imagined scenario in your head. Picture the two of you as young friends on good terms, sharing a positive, emotional laden experience, utilizing as many as the 5 senses as you can. In psychology, your facial expressions are contagious to the people around you. Psychologists call this emotional contagion. If your face is soft and calm when you walk in, there's a real chance that theirs will soften too, because expressions tend to mirror what they see. Doing this exercise beforehand means that your softened face is genuine, not a performance. And that's what actually makes people respond to it. I use this exercise almost every time I go to a new location. I go to meet the staff, and I do this because I know it works. Point 4, be aware of how much of this you're carrying around in your head when you clock out. If you go home still holding on to anger or resentment, what you're doing is you're giving this person real estate in your mind. It will change your entire evening, and it will follow you into your tomorrow. Build a nightly ritual where you actually let yourself feel whatever came up that day instead of pushing it down. For me, that might mean saying yes to anger for an entire hour, yes, an entire hour straight. Working out. It could be praying. It could be sitting in an Epsom salt bath. However you choose to do it, release it before bed. It is the most important skill you will learn in today's world. You do not want to carry this anger of today into your tomorrow. If you've been carrying one of these situations home with you, drop it in the comments below. I read every one. And if you haven't already, now's a good time to hit that subscribe button. Point 5, the real shift happens the moment you stop seeing this person as a threat and you start seeing them as your greatest teacher. If you quit a job to get away from a bully, I promise you as a corporate trainer, this type of person will show up again somewhere else. Maybe not the exact person, but the same pattern. Life keeps bringing you the same situation until you actually learn from it. So instead of seeing yourself as a victim of this person, get curious about what you can learn from them and what they are teaching you. The next time you encounter this type of person, you will be better prepared to work with them. None of this means that you have to tolerate real abuse. It does not mean that you never set a boundary or walk away when you need to. It just means that before you get to that point, you now have options that don't involve becoming someone that you are not. Accept them instead of resisting them. Stay calm instead of reacting. Soften your face so that you can soften theirs. And release what you're carrying from today so that you don't drag it into your tomorrow. And see the whole thing as a lesson instead of a fight. You now have the wisdom. And if you want to know whether it's time to stay where you're at or go, watch Strategic Staying: How to Survive a Dead-End Job. It's the next natural step after this one. And if this gave you a plan for the next time someone tries this on you, hit like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.